The
Spider-Man
city's a
project of
mess.
2003-6 actually go like Spider-Man at all. No bright red suit, no high school drama, no Avengers, no multiverse chaos. Instead, imagine a broken detective walking through the dark streets of 1930s New York, chasing criminals, battling corruption, and trying to escape the ghosts of his past. And somehow, Nicolas Cage makes it work. Today, we're talking about Spider-Noir, the brand new series that's surprising fans, dividing critics, and proving that Marvel stories can still take risks. But is Spider-Noir actually worth watching? Let's find out. Spider-Noir takes us into a completely different version of the Spider-Man universe. This isn't Peter Parker as we know him. Instead, Nicolas Cage plays Ben Reilly, an aging private investigator who once protected New York as a mass hero known simply as the Spider. Years after a personal tragedy destroyed his life, he's abandoned the superhero world and now spends his days solving small cases and drinking away his regrets. But when a dangerous mystery starts spreading across the city, he's forced to return to the life he thought he left behind forever. And honestly, that's one of the smartest decisions the show makes. Because Spider Noir isn't trying to be another superhero series, it's trying to be a detective story first and a comic book story second. The first thing you'll notice about Spider Noir is its incredible visual style. The show is heavily inspired by classic noir films from the 1940s and 1950s. Dark alleys, heavy shadows, rain-covered streets, cigarette smoke floating through dimly lit offices. Everything looks like it came straight out of an old detective movie. What's even more interesting is that viewers can watch the series in either color or black and white. And according to many critics and viewers, the black and white version is the way to go. It gives the show a unique identity that separates it from every other Marvel project currently available. In a time when most superhero stories rely on giant CGI battles and colorful visual effects, Spider Noir goes in the opposite direction. It's stylish, it's atmospheric, and it feels refreshingly different. Every frame looks carefully designed to pull you into this dark version of New York City. Even people who weren't completely sold on the story have praised the show's visual presentation, and honestly, it's easy to see why. Now let's talk about the biggest reason most people wanted to watch this show in the first place. Nicolas Cage. For years, fans loved his voice performance in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. His version of Spider-Man Noir became an instant fan favorite. So when Amazon announced a live-action series starring Cage, expectations were sky high. The good news, Cage absolutely commits to the role. His performance feels like a strange mix of old Hollywood detectives and classic Nicolas Cage energy. One moment he's delivering serious emotional dialogue, the next moment he's acting so dramatically that it somehow becomes entertaining. And weirdly enough, that's exactly what this character needs. Ben Reilly isn't supposed to be a perfect hero. He's tired, broken, haunted, and Cage captures that emotional exhaustion surprisingly well. Whether you love Nicolas Cage or think he's completely insane, one thing is certain. Nobody else could have played this role the same way. When it comes to the story, Spider Noir delivers a classic detective mystery. The city is controlled by powerful criminals. Corruption exists everywhere, and secrets hide behind every corner. The main villain, Silvermane, controls much of the city's criminal underworld and becomes one of the biggest threats facing Ben Reilly. Along the way, the show introduces several interesting supporting characters who help make the world feel alive. The mystery itself isn't revolutionary. If you've watched detective films before, you'll probably predict some of the twists. But that's not really the point. The goal isn't to shock you every 5 minutes. The goal is to immerse you in this dark world and keep you invested in the journey. And for the most part, it succeeds. The pacing stays fast enough to remain engaging while the noir atmosphere keeps pulling you deeper into the story. This feels less like watching a Marvel show and more like watching a crime thriller